This is the tiniest tank we've ever built, just 5 liters. And we're doing a dry start. That means before any water goes in, we're only focusing on hardscape, layout, and preparing the perfect base for plant growth. This is the start of a fun journey, and we're excited to share it with you. So here's what we're working with. We picked up this 5-liter Kubus from Aquatlantis. It comes with a glass lid and a little mat to place underneath. It's pretty straightforward, but perfect for what we need. We've also got some instructions for the glass lid holders, but we won't need to stress about them. All we need to do is slide them right into the glass lid and that's it. One thing I do want to mention is that I wish the glass lid was packed a little more securely. The sides aren't really covered by the cardboard, so it's easy for the glass to get chipped. This actually happened to us with another Aquatlantis kit. Just make sure to be extra careful when you're taking it out. The dimensions of this tank are 18 by 18.6 by 18 centimeters, just to give you an idea of the size. It's nice and compact, so it'll fit just about anywhere. We like using aquarium background film because it makes the tank look a lot nicer. It hides the wall behind it, so instead of seeing through to the back, you get a cleaner, more interesting view. To put the background on, we start by wiping the glass with a microfiber cloth to make sure it's clean. Then we measure the film and cut it to size. After that, we spray a bit of water on the glass because it makes it way easier to adjust the film. To press the film on the glass, we use a little squeegee tool to smooth out any air bubbles. And finally, we use a box cutter to trim off any extra film around the edges. To apply the foam mat, we just use a bit of double-sided tape and then stick the mat to the bottom of the aquarium. Remember when I said we won't need to stress out about the plastic lid holders? Well, I was wrong. We were a bit confused about what was happening here with the lid. It looked wobbly and like it wasn't sitting properly on the tank. We had to go in with the box cutter to remove the little bit of plastic that wasn't letting some of the plastic holders go in. But it also looked like the lid might be a bit thicker on one side, so this was very weird. We turned the aquarium packaging into a makeshift dojo. This was just to test out some hardscape ideas before moving them into the tiny tank. This is the final layout we decided on, but we were curious to see if we could add some wood to the design as well. We tested out a few pieces we had, but unfortunately they were just a bit too large for this setup and didn't quite fit the look we were going for. Next, we're gluing the stones together so the layout stays in place and doesn't shift around. We're using tweezers to slide little pieces of cotton between the stones and then adding a few drops of liquid glue. We picked up this glue at our local fish store. Now we're getting the substrate ready. We're using something called volcano mineral from JBL. It's a really porous volcanic rock, which is great for helping water flow better at the bottom of the tank. It also gives plants some natural nutrients. According to the packaging, it contains things like calcium, magnesium, potassium, so it seems to be a nice base to support healthy plant growth. After adding the JBL volcano mineral, we're now adding Tropica aqua soil on top. This will provide essential nutrients for plant growth and help create a healthy environment for the aquarium. We're using this spatula to level out the aqua soil in the foreground and gently pull some of it toward the back. This helps create depth and makes the layout look more dynamic and natural. We're carefully placing the hardscape pieces back in, following the layout we planned earlier in the dojo. We're trying to keep the aqua soil in place as much as possible while doing this. We're trying to use a few small stones to close off this side of the aquarium. The idea is to hold the soil in place so we can build it up higher in the back without it sliding down in the foreground. We're adding a layer of powder soil on top of the aqua soil because the plants we're using have really fine roots. The powder soil is more compact, which helps hold the plants in place and keeps them from floating up. We're watering the soil to make it easier to work with. Damp soil helps the plants go in more smoothly and stay in place better. For this setup, we decided to go with Eleocharis acicularis. This is a great choice for carpeting because it has a thin grass-like look. This plant is also beginner friendly and it grows well in most aquariums as long as it gets enough light. Over time, this should spread and form a nice green carpet. As you can see, the roots are pretty thick and tangled together. So what we're going to do is gently pull the plant apart into smaller clumps. This makes it easier to plant little sections, and we'll be focusing on the background because we have the mini version of this plant, which we will use in the foreground. Now we'll use some tweezers to add the small plant sections. Over time they'll spread and grow into a lush green carpet, and this will give the tank a beautiful natural look. Like we mentioned earlier, we chose Eleocharis mini for the foreground because it's a smaller variety. This will help create a sense of depth in the tank, and it will make the layout look more balanced. Just like we did with the larger Eleocharis, we'll need to break it into smaller sections too. Then we'll plant those little sections in the foreground to help it spread and create that nice carpet. Now we're going to give the plants a quick mist of water, just to keep them from drying out. We're really happy with how the layout turned out. The stones work great with the carpeting plants. Now it's a bit of a waiting game. We're doing a dry start, which means we won't fill the tank with water just yet. Instead, we'll cover it with foil to lock in the humidity and spray the plants regularly. This will give the roots time to grow and it will help the carpet spread out nicely. We're also going to set the light to run for 10 hours a day from 10 AM to 8 PM to support a fast growth during this phase. If you're curious to see how this little tank turns out, you can subscribe to our channel. We'll be posting a follow-up video once the carpet has grown in. We'll also be adding water, a tiny filter, and just enjoying this little slice of nature as it evolves. If you enjoyed the video, feel free to leave us a comment, and if you've tried setting up a nano tank yourself, we'd love to hear how it went, and we're curious if you enjoyed it as much as we did.